fucking $5,000 for like a lever that will turn on a light, and that's fine
Yes.
because the other guys charge $499 for $4,999. But if you can make your own little bebop with a Raspberry Pi,
Hmm.
then yeah.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, I feel like that's just all of science, though, is like subject to like the powers of capitalism as well. Like when stuff, it's like, for instance, I use what's something called a cold pressure test in my research. So it's like
Yeah.
putting your hand in ice water, like cold water, where you could just get a bucket of ice. You could go outside, get snow, and put it in a bucket, and it would be essentially the same thing. But you want to get a circulating water bath off Thermo Fisher Scientific. That shit is like 2K. And it's like, why
Yeah.
is a cold water bath 2K? But
Yeah.
that which ruins technology is usually capitalism. Let's be so for real. Tech
Absolutely.
and I think AI is no different. I think again, we are all very excited about like the potential for AI, but I think some of the horrors that persist as you say, like with AI
Mhm.
currently is like its ability to like consume people's jobs. And so one of the things that is like very, very obvious to me right now is like I just moved to Silicon Valley a few months ago. And like do you know what Waymos are, Alicia?
The cars that drive themselves.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes,
so
I do.
I
And they
think
get into, like, a little lockstep with each other, and they all won't move, and people scream, and it's pretty funny. Seen some videos.
so yeah, the like Ooh, like so Silicon Valley is like the home of Uber, right? I believe. Like Uber was
Right.
derived here, but now its replacement is essentially like Uber drivers are being replaced by like driverless cars, and people who did like significant gig work or like in an Uber, like Uber Eats, are now having to like hustle in a different way to make money. And so job loss obviously is an essential, like
Yeah.
is an essential factor of like AI development. And we could talk
Mhm.
about all the different ways that all the different like positions, because I feel like that is something I remember when I first flew into San Francisco airport and my Uber driver picked me up, and all I said, "Oh yeah, I'm like interviewing at this university." All he wanted to talk about was AI and AI's ability to take people's jobs, and I think it's on everybody's mind. I think
That's fair.
certain jobs are more vulnerable to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing that I think about with the Waymos and self-driving cars is, like, the data that we have at this point is that they are significantly safer. Like,
This is true.
they're but and which is fine, right? Like, okay, go ahead, they're significantly safer, but the humanity part of us, like the human part of us is like, but that's not always why I get in my car is to get safely from A to B. Like we say on paper that is, but sometimes it's to get from A to B fast because I'm late, or fast because I don't wanna waste even more time on my dumb commute to my job that I hate,
Mm.
or, et cetera, et cetera. Sometimes it's I have to get my wife to the hospital because she's having a baby or, whatever else thing it is. So, safety becomes a secondary concern of it, and then you get into this kinda thing about, like, is AI improving or just changing kind of what the imperative is in that situation?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. I think and so Ruffle Iron was like, I'll believe the cars are safer until like once I like see the published peer-reviewed data.
Yeah.
Does that data exist? Let me go look that up. But I do think there's also like
Yeah.
an accessibility component, which I think is really promising, right? Like
Absolutely.
people, maybe it's not safer than the average like um we'll say like 30 to 40-year-old driver, but when we're talking about younger people who are learning
Mhm.
to drive, or older people who are starting to have vision impairment and like slow cognitive
Yeah.
processing, like I'm sure it performs better than those groups, and like
Yeah.
that actually increases its ability, like accessibility for individuals. And like how many times have you been on the highway and you're like stuck behind somebody, they're like creating a pileup, and you drive by them and they're like some little old man or woman trying to just get from point A to point B. Like yeah, that like I feel
Yeah.
like Waymo would benefit those people significantly. Let me look up that data if it's
100%.
available.
And I mean, disproportionately people that can afford to use them, as you're saying, right? Um, Rafael Arontiff says, "Last I checked, Tesla categorizes its crash data as proprietary," which is insane, but
Well,
also
Tesla's Tesla. They want to be effing proprietary. Like, but Waymo and
they wanna be exempt from
Zooks.
rules. Yeah.
Yeah. I think,
Zooks? What's
yeah.
Zooks?
That, again, I live in Silicon Valley, so now I get ads for like, it's not even a driverless car. It's like a driverless, I don't even know. It's all of the seats face each other, and then it just moves. So it's almost like a trolley car, but it's like everybody's just innovating to get
I need
closer
to look
to
this thing up. There's
Zeus.
no way. Can you find a picture and share it,
Yeah. Okay. For
or I can just, like, yeah,
yeah.
we need to get this open. Zooks?
There.
First of all, love the name. I love okay, so something completely outside of the actual practical implications of
Mhm.
AI things. I love what people be naming, advanced technologies. They're
Yeah.
like, "This is Zimzam," and, like, it just utter nonsense words,
Yeah.
and I'm like, you know,
I do.
I
I
wanna
do.
go to work in a bedazzler, you know? I think that's already a thing,
I
but
I do enjoy that, except when it's like Tesla products. That is, I think, just for me, it's like, oh, Elon Musk is like he wants to feel special
too
because like
heavily
he's never made a
industries.
woman come, so like he needs
Yeah,
somebody to make him feel special, and he's like, I'm gonna
yeah,
name my child 6 letters that don't make any sense and a number, and then also name all of
absolutely.
my companies that, and it's like, okay, sir.
Yeah, I mean, anything that man touches is something that I automatically hate. I've very much moralized his kind of influence and sphere as just something that I even if he told me something that I wholeheartedly agree with right now in this moment, I'd be like, "I now changed my mind. I now
Yeah,
I now
that's
hate that. You suck.
you,
You've ruined
you've
everything."
ruined it, seriously.
He's
So
got
okay,
reverse Midas. He's
so I
everything you
guess
touch is shit.
Waymo is Google's version, and then Zoox is
Okay.
Amazon trying to compete with them in the industry. And I don't know if there's another. I don't know if any other company, like obviously Tesla's trying to do something, but like they're
Yeah.
not like yeah. So then okay, let's go back to. Well, yeah, I was middle of searching. Oh wait, no, it's in the other tab. Are driverless cars safer than human drivers? Find out. Data suggests what data? Oh, is there a Nature paper? Oh, oh,
I feel like there was a paper that I respected that showed these data because my dad was like, "Did you know that self-driving cars are safer?" And I'm like, aren't there like 6
yeah.
of them actively on the road? How do we have these data?" Right? I
Performance
can't
varies
even
by
get my facts.
company. 91% fewer injuries. Okay, okay.
When's the paper from?
2020,
Drop the link. Link in the
20,
comments.
2024.
Okay, that's decent, yeah. That adds up with when my dad was talking about this, so yeah, that's yeah, we love a
Why
nature
is that?
people.
I don't know why that's
Nature comms,
so
yeah.
chaotic, but
This is hot shit. Matched case control analysis of autonomous versus human-driven vehicle
hmm
accidents. Yeah.
are you pulling it
I'm
up on
not
your
sure what a
computer?
matched case control design is.
It's like it's a randomized clinical trial, but not a randomized clinical trial. So it's literally matched. So it's the conditions are the same. It's I don't know. They put the same person in a driverless vehicle IDK. They're like, we'll put you behind the wheel, and then we'll put you in the driverless vehicle. Um,
Okay.
this
Hmm.
number of accidents related to studies of vehicle. Oh, is this a meta analysis too? I think it is. Oh, it
Love
literally
that.
is. That's impressive.
That's very
Driving
cute.
automation. Yeah.
Okay, so the ratio of accidents involving driving systems occur more frequently than human driving vehicle accidents, especially under dusk or dawn or turning conditions, 5.25 and 1.98 times higher, respectively, for a dawn and dusk or turning condition. I assume is what they're referring to there. That's
Okay. But just under
that's
like
that's potent.
that is
5.25 times higher? That's not like
for
5.25%.
advanced driving systems than human. Yeah. Wait, and 2 point times higher respectively. What does that mean? What are they comparing to? Because it's 5.5 times higher for for advanced driving systems and 2 for human-driven vehicle.
No, I think
Compared
it's
to what?
saying that advanced driving systems,
Oh, dawn and dusk and turning conditions is respectively.
right, those are
Got
the
it.
2
Got
conditions
it.
that they're, oh, wait, no, that's the opposite of the thing that we thought people were claiming, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I
saying
hate when people write so fucking squirrely like that. This
so
shouldn't
yes,
be hard to understand,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know?
So yeah, advanced driving systems are making more errors than human-driven vehicles under these
In
conditions,
those
in
conditions.
those conditions, and those number of times. So 5.5, well, 5.25,
That's
and then
pretty significant.
2 times higher. That's yeah. Sorry, but what does it say about like general? Just that
I
accidents of
don't know.
vehicles. And it suggests that accidents of vehicles equipped with advanced driving systems have a lower chance of occurring in most of the similar. So okay. So they did a number of accident scenarios,
Mhm.
and so these are like the weak spots essentially that advanced driving systems have
Yeah,
to work on is like turning conditions and then dawn and dusk driving, which
that's fair. That makes
yeah,
sense. That's the hardest time to get adequate kind of, like, visual data out of
yeah.
things, but
I mean, people often say that dawn
okay.
and dusk driving is like often the most drivers. Also, yeah, that's so
Yeah.
interesting. So it actually
Hmm.
is, yeah, it somewhat supports what we're talking about, but it still has caveats, which is, there's room for improvement, I guess.
Well,
Um,
I guess the thing that they say right in their abstract that was kind of alluding to the same thing I was saying is there's just so far fewer of these cars in all of the same kind of car conditions that you would
mhm.
expect, like driving in Rome versus driving in like Jaipur versus driving in LA are all very different conditions. And the places that have Waymos is Silicon Valley and like one other place, right? So like you're comparing like non um they probably don't match variants. So like the samples that you're pulling are probably a lot different variants. I'm sure they control for those sorts of things, but it means that you have to kind of have a caveat for all of the interpretations that you're having here because it's really easy to blow a statistic out of proportion.
Crashes with
Yeah.
drive, sorry, Raffle Iron. Crashes with drivers tend to have an average 100% more injuries than driverless cars with the same number of passengers. Let me think about that. He's saying it's like a riddle. He's like, it's a tautology. Okay.
Mm.
Crashes with drivers tend to have an average of 100% more injuries than driver. Oh, with the same number of passengers. I see. Okay, that makes sense because the injuries apply to the driver, which does not exist also in the driverless car.
Right.
I was like, let me wrap my brain around that. I promise I'm not a dummy.
No, that's but you see how easy it is to, like, just have something casually be like, "Okay, that has truthiness," to use our old boss's kind of, like,
Mm-hmm.
word, and if
Mm-hmm.
it sounds true, and going back to one of our previous streams or recent ones, I if it already aligns with your beliefs, we gobble it the fuck up.
Yeah.
I was ready to gobble that up. I was ready to be like, "That sounds right. That sounds accurate," you know?
I mean, yeah, that's a great. I'm gonna like steal
And
that
we both
essentially.
have amazing degrees that matter and that we need to talk about and flash
Don't
out,
we
and
we can't shade Lab Potato if he I don't know, maybe he'll come back. Maybe we can talk more about our PhDs. Um
huge diplomas. Yeah, okay, cool. So what kind of data do you have on the automation and that sort of thing? Or like what's the vibes um that you're getting across here with your labor market stuff?
oh yeah. So it actually like so okay, I'll start with something that I've recently heard. Do you know what vibe coding is?
Vibe coding?
Yeah, I just want you to take a guess of like what you think vibe coding is.
Okay, is this a science term or a life term? Or would that give it away?
I would say it's a science term. I mean, it's yeah, what's a life term versus a science term?
Well, so I'm saying, like, is this like,
No,
face card vibe
it's
fam, or is this, like, something that's, like